Good evening, race fans. Welcome to a very important night here tonight with a brand new series. We've got the Grisdale Racing Products Winter Meltdown, presented by Caldecott Millwright Services and London Recreational Racing, as we are bringing you live coverage right now from tonight's last chance qualifier. Steve Ovens here with the broadcast, and here with me in the booth that's going to help guide me along here is going to be Adam Ross. And Adam, welcome to the South Boston Speedway.
Definition, a bull ring. It is going to be a ton of fun.
Well, it absolutely is. Right now we're got a couple laps to go here, coming up on 2 laps to go, as we're going to take the top 10 drivers. We've already qualified 20 cars into tonight's show, and right now Jordan House out front in the 8 machine. You see a great battle here, and I think, Adam, what you're seeing right now as they come down to the white flag is a lot of patience right now, because a lot of these guys know if they just stay where they are, they're in the show. And we've got one.
The big thing here is just to get some laps. Oh, we do have one around, as you say.
One around, but I think that brings us to the checkered here. So we are going to take our final 10 drivers into tonight's A main.
And so I'm a little bit surprised at some of these drivers that are in this last chance race, but it shows you how deep the field is.
All right, so that is going to bring us to the feature event here tonight. They're going to start getting lined up here and getting ready to go. Let's review some of the drivers that you're going to see here for tonight's A main. And of course, this one is brought to you by Grisdale Racing Products, Caldecott Millwright Services, and London Recreational Racing. And Adam, we're so proud to have these 3 sponsors on board here for the Winter Meltdown. Very, very great supporters of this first night for the series here tonight.
I don't want to have to correct you. I love the Griswolds, but it's Grisdale Racing Products, and they're okay. They're going to be understanding. No, listen, it's all good, Stephen.
First night announcer jitters. You gotta love it.
Oh, exactly. And I hate to do this on the broadcast. I'm getting a wild echo about 2 seconds after we talk. I'm hearing it twice. What have I done wrong?
All right, let's try. You have me okay here, Matt? No. Okay.
These fields are going to be jam-packed. The key is take it easy, get some clean laps. Our fans here in Ontario, they are recognizing a lot of these names. These are some of the biggest names in short track racing north of the border.
So we're going to take a look here at the battle for position number 4. We've got Connor James doing battle, and just as we get ready to go to that battle, we get our first caution flag of the night. And it looks like Austin Penny involved in that one in the 297. We'll take a look here. Matt Thomas from FLX Media Group going to help us out here with the instant replay.
I'm pretty excited to be working with Matt Thomas, Stephen. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we've brought in the best of the best as far as I'm concerned. Not that Brad Evans didn't do a fantastic job, but I'm excited to work with Matt Thomas for the first time.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at the replay here, and got a little bit of help there from behind. And hey, short track racing, man, you're going to see that here all night long, I think.
I believe that was Brandon Chowler being put around there. He didn't make hard contact with the walls, but got into there a little bit. He was running in the 19th position, and a shorter racetrack as this is, lap traffic is going to be a big deal.
Absolutely, it will. Caution flag is out here, and we're just working on a couple of things here on my end.
Well, it's the opening night gremlins, right? That's pretty normal. We're going to have that. So to give some background, Stephen, on how the field is assembled, we have a group of race car drivers that if you run an asphalt late model, super stock, or modified in Ontario, you go straight into this main server. Everybody in the qualifying server earlier in the night, some of them are crew members, some of them are announcers, some of them are spotters, people that are involved in racing, but they aren't drivers in late models or modifieds or things like that. The top 10 out of that group earlier get to try to qualify for this show. So you're going to see a mix of very familiar names, and then a few people will probably have to help explain who they are and how they're involved in short track racing.
So the pace car pulls off of the racing surface. We're back underway here from South Boston. And what a great place to start the series up here tonight as a 4/10 mile racetrack. And man, coming from my side of things on the dirt side, man, 4/10 of a mile. Oh man, we have got an incident here. I was just talking about how racy this track is going to be for these drivers tonight, and a couple of drivers coming together. Actually, one of them was your winner of the last chance race tonight, and that was the 8. That was
Jordan House.
Yeah.
Jordan's a young man with a lot of fighting spirit. He's a feisty race car driver, a quality racer.
So we'll take a look here at the instant replay. And boy, that almost had the looks of a netcode there. It kind of mimicked what you might see if one car gets into the back of another. And if you're not familiar, if you're a new viewer here with all things iRacing here on GeForce TV, we'll take another look at another angle. And, I guess he maybe had a little bit of help there. But what we're talking about, and it's a terminology that you may hear, throughout the night, is netcode. And what that is basically that's the physics of the race cars in the simulation and how they react around one another. If cars get close together, even if they doesn't appear that they make contact, sometimes you see one car will spin around as though there was contact. And sometimes it comes down to a case of, the cars just didn't react around each other in the simulation very well. And that's when we'll use that terminology, netcode. So if you're a new viewer here to All Things iRacing, we welcome you aboard. And we'll try to explain some of that terminology, because although a lot of racing terminology does carry over, we do have, some iRacing specific things that you'll see throughout the night. And we'll try to guide you through those. And I see there's a lot of folks that are tuning in here on the broadcast. So if you do have any of those questions or wondering about what you're seeing, drop a comment in and let us know. Coming back to the green flag here. Lap number 14 goes on the board. Oh, look out right there from about 5th place. One car goes around. as the field will storm off of 3 and 4. Caution lights coming right back out. So we will slow them down one more time here, and I want to say it was right around 5th or 6th place, really up toward the front of the field there. And we're getting we're getting all the bugs here on the announcer's end worked out here. Apologize, I was a little quiet on the mic to start with. I had a couple of settings that I needed to get adjusted. I think I've got those worked out pretty good now. Let's take a look here at the instant replay. And that is the 78 machine going around. And that was Joe Lawrence.
And that's our champion from the APC Late Model Series. He was unbeatable this season. His great fortune did not transfer over to iRacing very well at all.
Good looking Pennzoil machine there too. Oh man, that's a tough break. And then one car coming around. Man, he got it from the right and the left there. Now, Adam, tell us about throughout the race tonight. Do these guys here with the series here? Do they have access to quick repairs, and what is that process like?
The way we've set up the rules is no fast repairs. We just felt it would add to more and more yellows as the race went on. I think what you're going to find with the way we've got the rules set up is that the field will get whittled down as the night goes on. So once we get later into the race, we should have some great green flag runs.
And truly, Adam, that is a true simulation. I kind of like that. I do. I like that a lot.
Well, the idea was to put on a show, right? That was the plan, and we wanted to keep it as true as we could to reality. So it's gonna bite you in the butt some nights, but I think it'll make the product on track better.
So we came in during the closing laps of the B main. We're getting ready to come back to green here off of turn 4, but we started with a field of about 50 cars. The top 20 qualified into the main event here, our 125 lapper right from time trial. Green flag is back out on the racetrack. We took the top 10 out of that B main to give us a field of 30 here to go green flag racing here for 125 laps. Green is back out. We're back underway and bringing them. Oh, look out. We've got one around there in turns 3 and 4. And we will see. I think he got it righted back. Oh, no, did not get it righted back around. I think another car got collected there, and that's going to put us under the yellow flag here on lap number 22.
This was Ray Morneau out of Windsor, Ontario in the 03. He's one that I watch for to win a lot of races this year, contend for a lot of races. Really good iRacer.
Well, let's take a look at him going in on the corner, and oh man, victim of circumstance there. Tough break there. Jake Watson came around, and tough break there for Ray. He had nowhere to go.
The London Recreational Racing 88. Jake Watson, another one of our fiery competitors. He will not hold back. You rarely have to wonder what's on Jake's mind, because he'll tell you.
Well, we'll step aside quick here. When we come back, we'll get you back to the green flag here from the South Boston Speedway.
We are lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave Ribs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
A guy like this, who relies on his truck for work, knows that his truck will take care of him, and he takes care of his truck. And WeatherTech has always been the ultimate protection. From floor liners to no-drill mud flaps to tech liner for your truck bed to bump step to the handy under-seat storage system. And Cup Phone keeps phones secure in any cup holder. Order your ultimate protection today at WeatherTech.ca.
There are a lot of things in...
Boston Speedway, week number 1 of the Grisdale Racing Products Winter Meltdown, presented by Caldecott Millwright Services and London Recreational Racing, getting ready to come back to the green flag. You see the lights are extinguished on the Ford Mustang pace car. And Adam, it's going to be Blake Neer that's bringing us back to the green. He's had a great start to tonight's feature.
Our front row are a couple of qualifiers, so you might not recognize the name, but Blake Neer, a great iRacer. On the outside of him is Parker Traves, a very talented Legends car racer.
So it'll be Neer and Traves racing each other through 3 and 4. I thought Traves was going to get an opportunity there to try to make something happen, and he'll have to tuck back into line. But I'm telling you what, you got a couple of hot shoes chasing him down. Here comes Dale Shaw. I remember the Shaw name from our APC series broadcast that we did on iRacing last offseason. Shaw's going to be one to contend with here tonight.
Yeah, Dale Shaw, very good racer. Right behind him, Connor James in the 4. We're going to see a lot of him. Tyler DiVincenzo in the 97 machine.
As they are now side by side for position number 5, and that's the battle that we were telling you about here just a moment ago. You've got the 07, the 97 doing battle here as they cross the line, and it looks like DiVincenzo is going to get that spot as he goes into turn 1 and down the backstretch. And boy, this is not a good situation here for Nick Ramsey. He wants to get down to the bottom, but the freight train is coming down low. Choo-choo, pull out the train. Here it comes.
This is where you need someone in your ear to say, stay calm, ride it out. It's a long race. You're gonna get it back. We're looking at Gareth Gonder in the 81. He won our practice event last weekend. He is the spotter for Andrew Gressel on the APC Late Model Tour. So you'll notice his car looks just like Andrew Gressel's number 81.
Absolutely, and we get a caution flag here just as we were getting ready to... Oh, there we go. Caution flag coming out. We've got the 22 around over there in turn number 2. It's going to put the caution lights back on for us here. And we'll dial up a replay here to take a look at and Marshall Schrank is going to get a little bit of help from behind there. So tough break there. He and TJ Edwards, a little bit of contact there in turn number 2. And you can see the right front fender there for Edwards got folded up just a bit. That's going to be problematic for him as we continue through this one. So Blake Neer, Parker Traves, Dale Shaw, Connor James, Tyler DiVincenzo. Right now your top 5. Gareth Gonder, Caden Lapsevich, Nick Ramsey, Blair Wickett, and Brody McPherson rounding out your top 10 drivers in the running order. Caden Lapsevich, we were just getting ready to talk about. Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to bring him up. Caden is not registered to run this series. He is filling in tonight for his younger brother, Trayton Lapsevich, who couldn't be here to compete. In our rules, we allow people a replacement driver for one night as long as they meet our requirements. And our requirements are to be entered in this series, you have to be affiliated with short track racing in Ontario. And Caden Lapsevich, former NASCAR Pinty Series champion, I think he qualifies.
I think he does. I think he does. And man, they did so well in a lot of the iRacing broadcasts that we put on last year. It was interesting to see him, start to peak just outside of the top 5, running 7th right now after starting in position number 10. And don't forget, our next race is next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock right here on GeForce TV. Happy to bring you coverage as we bring you coverage of the green flag. Green flag coming back out. 40 laps now on the board. Just shy of a third of the way through this one. And it's going to be Blake Neer who leads them down into 3 and 4. And we're going to have a battle here for positions 3, 4, and 5. And boy, if you're Connor James, you want to be able to get down into line. You don't want to be too aggressive. We're only on lap 41, but boy, that inside line around the corner seems to be the preferred groove right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a hang on tight as we're under yellow. Yellow is coming out. Not sure what for as we look back on Tyler DiVincenzo's number 97 and have a great look at that SSG Gloves number 4 of Connor James.
Oh, tough break there for Jordan House, who was the winner earlier tonight of the B main to get into the main event. We'll take a look here at the replay, and oh, that was a mess. Can't really say where that started because that was almost 3 accidents in one there, kind of a chain reaction deal there. And Jordan House ended up facing the wrong way, and in the process of trying to get that car righted back around, I think he's fallen a lap down. Yes, he's fallen a lap down to the field, as has Jake Watson and Johnny Morrison. And boy, Adam, one thing you're going to see here a lot tonight at South Boston, very, very tight track, 4/10 mile. And when 2 cars get tangled up, I mean, it blocks the whole racetrack, and you really got to, be heads up coming through those incidents.
Well, let's use Jordan House as an example. And Matt, I'm not sure if you can bring a replay to just focus on the 8 car. He drove through the accident. Like he wasn't involved. And then just at the last second, he gets hooked straight up into the wall. And that can be a night ruiner for Jordan House as we have a look at him right now going around the pace car. So have a look at this. You can be minding your own business and successfully navigating through a problem, and all of a sudden, the problem finds you. Let's have a look.
Oh, what a great shot here in car, and oh yeah. Now he got through that, and then right there, oh, the right rear hook. You hate that.
Okay, and I didn't realize he'd been in, like you said, it was multiple incidents. He had been in the first one, was getting through the second one, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to see as they'll get the field stacked back up here, going to be a single file restart. So single file is the call from the tower here for the restart, and definitely, understand wanting to get some laps on the board here. So, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter. Single file, double file, Blake Neer is on the hammer when the iRacing flagger drops the green flag, as he's going to take a 2-car length lead into turn number 3. And I'll tell you what, Connor James now, Adam, is really starting to try to put some pressure here on Shaw for 3rd.
I think Connor James is just happy to be back on the inside, but you're right. They're all getting around the bottom. We have co-race directors for this series, Matt Lockwood and Don York. Don York sets up the servers. He's looking after things. Matt Lockwood is there to support him and help him make calls. So you really need multiple sets of eyes as we ride along with Tyler DiVincenzo in the 5th spot.
DiVincenzo running in position number 5. He's got Gareth Gonder right on the back bumper. When you get out into turn 1, there he is right there. Wow. Could not fit a sheet of paper in there, as he is really putting the pressure on. And it looks like, and I say it looks like he's handling better into turn 1, but it's not because of a setup thing, Adam, because all these drivers are on the exact same setup, a fixed setup league which really puts it in the driver's hands and makes it so that we don't have, a handful of drivers that come in with a hot setup and they dominate the field.
Yeah, it was a choice we made in setting up the league to run fixed setups, and it comes down to the driver. You can still adjust your brake biases. We're getting some fantastic views here with Gonder in the 81 as he puts all sorts of pressure on Tyler DiVincenzo. But I'm going to tell you, the driver that I'm impressed with right now sits right behind those two, minding his manners, not getting engaged in anything. There will come a time when Caden Lasovich is going to get up there and mix it up. But on lap 54, 55 of 125, the time is not yet.
Yeah, and that's something that you really got to appreciate about, a veteran driver that, at this point, they've put themselves, him and his crew, they have put themselves in really good position right now as we ride on board with Caden through turns 1 and 2. They've put themselves in a good spot to be able to capitalize a little bit later on. And, something that we haven't highlighted just yet, Adam, is the fact that, we'll see what happens in terms of pit stops for tires and such for these guys. Has there been any discussion in the practice races about tire changes and what guys are looking at for pit windows tonight?
They have one set of tires in the pits they can put on their car, Steven, and it's up to them when they want to put it on, and that was another discussion. Do we give them change tires, or do we make them run the whole thing without? But I think really track position is going to be huge. Nobody's going to want to give that up. And if you can conserve your car, I don't know how much tires are going to give you.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. As we get a caution flag here, we had quite a few laps there under the green on this run, brought us all the way to lap number 60. And just before that caution came out, we did see it. I happen to think that DiVincenzo pulled over and let Gareth Gonder by, maybe trying to save some tires here. As we'll take a look here at the incident putting us under the yellow flag. And oh, they almost made it through there.
Little bit of contact and little bit more contact and then some more contact, and then there was a crash.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. As it's been a yeah, it's been a tough night for Joe Lawrence tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clint and I talked about this on Race Chat. I'm really excited about our next 8 Tuesday nights, having an hour of Race Chat followed by these events. But we talked about the frustration that comes out. And I almost think there's more frustration in iRacing than there is in real racing because people's expectations are higher.
Certainly. And you have a lot of guys that are, either race, or are behind the wheel themselves or are a part of a successful team. But the field, Adam, I have to tell you, when I saw the driver roster for this series, I was so impressed because the turnout has been massive for this league. And though, the iRacing may bring out some of the frustrations, what I also see out of that as well is the racing community as a whole. Boy, have they turned out here for this winter Meltdown series. And, you've got guys that are, maybe you can give me a better idea of the numbers that we're looking at. But I mean, to make the 30 car feature, that's quite a feat to be able to get there.
There's 97 cars registered for this series. So if you make the feature, you have beat out 67 other drivers on a given night just to qualify for the main event. And that's why we did it, talking to Matt and Ryan Lockwood from Grisdale Racing Products. We talked to the folks from APC. They chose not to get involved in iRacing this winter. They've got other projects on the go. So we kind of took it upon ourselves to create something because we think there's a hunger for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some hurt feelings, but the drivers have definitely shown up to support it.
Well, that they have, and the other thing that we're going to see here is the fans getting to see a great show here. as we're going to take a look here at the battle as they bring it off of turn number 2 and down into 3. Shaw right there running in position number 3. And I know there's one fan tuning in here on GeForce TV was asking about quick repairs, and there is no quick repairs for these guys out here. They have to their access one set of tires, but no fast repairs. So you've really got to be smart and use your noodle out here for this first half of this race, which we're now closing in on, as we are now officially past the halfway mark, and it has been your race leader, Neer, has been leading us since the drop of the green. Blake Neer started pole, and right now he's running P1.
What's interesting to me as well about South Boston, it's a little bit smaller, but this track reminds me a lot of Delaware Speedway. It's got a lot of character, but it's also got that apron. And as we look at Blake Neer, you see some drivers, he chooses to stay above the apron all the way around the corner. You'll see a lot of drivers choose to get down on the flat of the track. It helps the car rotate. We saw Blake Neer do it there in that previous corner. A lot of characteristics to me that are like Delaware, only a little bit smaller. Parker Traves is closing in on Blake Neer.
Yeah, Traves has done a really nice job here, because now are past the halfway mark. And, we're not within 10 laps of the finish, but at the same time, you're going to want to take advantage of position. And, if Neer opens up the door, you've got to be there to take advantage. And right now, Traves about a half a car length off the back bumper there into turn number 1. Is it still Neer, Traves, Shaw, Connor, James, Gareth Gonder, your top 5. Tyler DiVincenzo is just behind them in position number 6. Caden Lapsevich running 7th. And the rest of the top 10 right now remains unchanged, with Nick Ramsey, Blair Wickett, and Brody McPherson.
Yeah, I think a lot of drivers are just putting in laps right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, Stephen, you have passed your announcer's test tonight. If you can say DiVincenzo on the first shot, that name has thrown more announcers for loops than any other name in this field.
Well, I'll tell you, I might get a gold star for that one, but we're going to take that one away with Grisdale. I'm going to owe them work for the rest of this season. But I appreciate everybody's understanding.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. We're forgivers.
So this is, I probably should have mentioned it kind of off the top of the broadcast. Adam and I are going to have a really good time working together here as we work lap 77 of 125. This is going to be, we're seeing the battle for the lead heat up here, but this is going to be a good time, because Adam has a lot of great background on some of these drivers that kind of helps us give a little bit of that flavor of these drivers competing from the Ontario area. I love to call races, man, and some of these guys I definitely recall from some of the APC stuff we did last season. So it's this is really a lot of fun. We're going to watch out from the back bumper here of Blake Neer as he looks back there to Parker Traves. And man, for the last 15 laps here, Traves has just parked his car about a car length off of Neer here in the battle for the race lead. And turn 1 seems to be the spot where Traves has the most luck closing that gap, where Neer is able to get just a monster run off of turn 4.
Oh, and it's so fun to watch them. It's so challenging to do this. The handling characteristics of these cars change lap after lap. These drivers are doing a great job. And you better believe it, for a Legends car racer, a pure stock racer, it means a lot to them to be out there in front of a Dale Shaw running in the 3rd spot, Connor James and Gareth Gonder in 5th, as we've got one around. That looks to be Blair Wickett. He was a top 10 runner.
Oh, yes, he was. Oh, man. Tough break there for Wickett. We'll take a look at the replay as Matt Thomas from FLX Media Group going to get a look, and let's see what happened. They're going to haul it down into turn number 1, and oh man, opened up the door. McPherson was there, and boy, I don't know, man. Adam, that one there, it's so easy, especially when the tires have as many laps as they do on them right now. Very easy to overcook that corner, and it's kind of looked like what happened there for Wickett, kind of opened up the door, and like we said earlier, a guy opens up the door, you've got to be there to take advantage.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the one thing we read the riot act as we're seeing, I believe that's Garrett Teamersma, Rick Spencer, Walt down on pit lane. They were read the riot act on respecting the bumper in front of you and not overdriving the turns. If you see tires going on, that's Colton Everingham on pit lane as well. Those are two of the largest men you will see at the races. Colton Everingham, I believe, is 6'8", and Rick Spencer Wald is not extremely tall, but he's got the biggest hands and feet you've ever seen, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of either of them.
I'm thinking not. And here's an interesting spot for them to pit from because, Adam, we got 39 laps to go. You're running 17th, 18th out of a 30-car field where we've had a couple of cars that have already dropped out of the race. Hey, why not, man? You're at most, you're only going to lose 2 or 3 spots. I love that pit call right there.
I think it's a great call. Now let's see what they can do. You still have to have a little bit of patience on this restart. We'll also see. I'm not sure if Don York is going to make this a double file restart or stick with single file. If he goes double file, that's a huge advantage for the cars that just pitted.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks, from what I can see here on the screen, I think we're going to stick single file here. We'll see when they get the one to go signal. Actually, they've got the one to go signal.
Lights are out.
Yep. So we will go single, and now let's see what happens here. We've got a heat cycle in the tires. Let's see what Near's got here. Near has been so good on the restarts, and there you see it. He tried to not necessarily rev up and then slow down. He just kind of brought the field to a slower pace and got a huge launch there off of turn 4. As right now you see Connor James sliding up the racetrack just a little bit. Gareth Gonder down to the inside. They will battle to turn number 1, and Gonder, look out! Contact, and Gonder doesn't go head first into the wall, but boy, he was close to it. Oh boy.
Wow. Yeah, that was a tough impact. And I don't know what happened going into the turn. It looked like he checked up going into the turn. James got into him, and maybe Gonder slowed down to settle the car down. But James just kept on trucking. Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay here. You see Gonder down to the inside, and he's there up alongside. And Adam, I agree with you. I think Gonder was trying to get the car back underneath him, and boy. And it didn't, at first it didn't look like a ton of contact, but it was just enough to send the 81 around. Just enough.
I'll bet you it was just enough contact to make the driver a little bit irritable. I can't be sure, Stephen, but that's my guess.
Okay. So
see, Matt Thomas on the ball.
He's on it, man.
Got into the 4. And the 4 might have taken a little bit of,
Yep, so a little bit of gamesmanship on the restart led to a couple of drivers getting hot under the collar there, and there you have it, man. Some good short track racing right there. Gonder down pit lane. I think he just came down. Oh, here comes Connor James as well.
And I don't know for sure that he got a penalty, but it would seem to me it would make a lot of sense if he did. As I said, that's something we focused on. 2 things. Driving into the car in front of you, going into the turn, and retaliation. We said 0 tolerance for retaliation. Racers are racers. We're all humans. Connor James going to put on a fresh set of American Racer tires and head back out onto the racetrack, but he's got a long road to hoe from here.
He does. We're coming up on 30 laps to go, and race fans, get ready to buckle up. We're going double file restart this time. They're going to get them doubled up here as we get ready to come back to the green. next time off of turn number 4. And boy, this is going to be interesting. You know who I think this benefits the most? Although we haven't really been able to even talk about Caden Lapsevich, 2 cars ahead of him now, heading to the back of the pack. That moves Lapsevich up to 4th. But Dale Shaw could be the guy to benefit here, as just as I say that, Parker Traves makes a fool out of me. He immediately goes down to the inside lane. I thought with Shaw starting on the inside lane, that might be an opportunity for him, but he's still there in 3rd place, tucked into line. And look at this battle for 5th behind him. It's going to be a fight to the bottom lane. What a run going on here between Ramsey and McPherson.
Nick Ramsey doing a fantastic job pinning down DiVincenzo in the 97. Brody McPherson right behind them, looking for room to race as DiVincenzo used up Nick Ramsey a little bit there.
So it's Blake Neer, Parker Traves, Dale Shaw, Caden Lapsevich, Tyler DiVincenzo. 99 laps on the board. Next time by, it'll be 25 to go. It'll be just the length of a Saturday night showdown at your local pavement or dirt track. Here they come off of turn 4. And just as, we got a big incident in turn number 3. 6, 7 cars involved. I don't think all of them took on damage, but that one took a lot of cars there. You see a lot of damage there on several of those machines. Caution coming back out here with 25 to go.
Yeah, we saw the Warrens number 95 got a tough deal on that one, as we're going to have another look here, Stephen.
So it's going to start right around the 31 of Rick Spencer Walt. Oh, wow. That's going to be
Austin
pretty...
Penny, Rick Spencer, Walt, Robert Warrens, Colton Everingham was in that. David Rockwood, I believe, is that TJ Edwards in the 34?
No. Oh, that's going to be some big damage there for several of those machines. I see a couple of them did pull away. We'll take another look at it here. And just ahead of Rick, there was going to be some... Oh, yep. Cam Thompson got the outside wall on the back straightaway, which kind of sent him careening downward toward the inside of the racetrack. And right there, with no place to go, was Spencer Walt.
And I think it was Ryden Lapsevich. I was actually saying it was TJ Edwards. Ryden Lapsevich got a tough piece of that. And right in there was drivers that took on tires. So you wonder if patience starting to wear thin as they see laps clicking down. But that last restart by Blake Neer, that was clutch.
Absolutely was. And, you know, we talked about it earlier in the race. Track, most of them in the top 10, they have not pitted. These are 104 lap old tires. And, obviously track position is king at a place like South Boston here tonight at the 4/10 mile, a great racetrack, and so many drivers that have come up through the pavement racing ranks have cut their teeth here at the South Boston Speedway. And we're looking through the field here, Adam, and it looks like we've got the 03 as the first car that's on fresh tires here that's pitted. So you're just outside of the top 10 there.
Yeah, Ray Morneau on the 03, Garrett Teamersman, Connor James, Kyle Steckley's in there. Should be a wild finish.
Green flag is back out. Another great restart there for Blake Neer, but Parker Traves is right there with him. Meanwhile, Lapsevich and Dale Shaw going at it here for position number 3. Lapsevich had him by a bumper at the line last time by, but Shaw's not going to let him get away that easy as Shaw takes him up the hill just a little bit. Now Shaw back down to the inside. And just behind them, here's Nick Ramsey to battle with him. If these guys make a little contact, Ramsey's going to be right there to take advantage. As I'll tell you what, Lapsevich and Shaw really doing a nice job here, giving each other plenty of racing room to work with. And we've only got 17, now 16 laps to go. And Ramsey trying to stick his nose in there, man. We're getting down to the end here. You gotta get while the getting's good right now.
Oh, you got it. There is no time for holding back. And that Lapsevich-Shaw battle, a couple of third-generation racers duking it out side by side.
Oh, Lapsevich almost came around as he tried to get it tucked back down into line before DiVincenzo got in there. And now DiVincenzo pushes up the racetrack just a little bit. Almost was an opportunity there for McPherson to get in there. And Ray Morneau, Adam, here comes Morneau with those 4 fresh American racers down to the inside.
Morneau is able to really cut the car down to the bottom of the racetrack coming off the turn and still get bite moving forward, but he is running out of laps. There's just over 10 laps to go. He has got a lot of distance to close up.
He certainly does, and he's trying to make it work. I mean, you get 4 fresh tires on there, and it makes you feel like Superman, but, you know, time is not on his side right now, as we've got 12 laps to go. Coming up on 11 as Neer will cross the line that time to put lap number 14 in the books. 11 to go here from the South Boston Speedway. Meanwhile, battling for position as we will get a caution. Yellow lights coming on here with just 11 to go. Make it 10 to go as they cross the line. And it looks like a night that started out so well for Jordan House is just gone south since the green flag dropped here in tonight's 125 lap A main. And I'll tell you what, Adam, Ray Morneau's got some fans tuned into the broadcast tonight. Don, Aaron, fan side, all in here, rooting on Morneau here. Let's take a look here at
everybody needs a cheering section.
Absolutely. Oh, wicked again.
Yeah, he got turned there. Significant contact. Blair had bad luck in the outdoor racing season as well. At least these mishaps aren't going to hit him as hard in the wallet as his mishaps during the season did. What a race to the finish we are about to see.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and that's a tough deal, man. When you get a bad break there, and it just seems like they stack on top of one another here. So we're 117 laps in. Coming up on lap number 118, it looks like Ryden Lapsevich is going to serve an end-of-line penalty here from that last incident, or another penalty of some kind. Anyway, he is going to go to the tail for this one. And I believe we will still be with a double file restart here. I think it'll be 1 to go this next time by as the field paces around. And Adam, trying to go under the helmet with some of these guys. We're late in the race, less than 10 laps to go. These guys in the top 4 or 5 positions all think they've got a shot at it. How do you keep those emotions in check here, getting ready for this last pivotal restart?
That's a great question. Blake Neer has been up to the challenge all night long. His restarts have been phenomenal. Parker Traves, he's been good at getting into the second spot and keeping Dale Shaw from moving up. Dale Shaw is the one I'm watching who's really got to pick up his game. He's having a little gamesmanship of his own right now, hanging back just a little bit on our race leader.
Here we go, coming to the restart. And Neer with another awesome restart and gives just enough room for Traves to get down to the inside. Green is out here with 5 to go. As it is Neer, Traves, we've got a couple of cars connected over in turn number 2, and that's going to bring the caution lights back on here with 5 laps to go. And it's going to be the 48 car involved in that one, Colton Everingham.
Yeah, and David Rockwood in the 190. We talked about Colton Everingham. Connor corrected me. 6'9", wears size 18 racing shoes.
Yes, sir. Let's take a look here at the replay, and Matt Thomas has been just spot on. Now that's interesting. we talked a little bit about the physics behind netcode earlier tonight, and they were definitely racing close, but man, I thought there was enough space there. Might have gotten bitten by the netbug code there.
And there's always occasions as well when a driver loses it. I don't want to call anyone out saying that they made a mistake, but it does happen if you're racing close and you lose it. That you want to think someone hit you, but that's not always the case.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So Blake Neer, Parker Traves, Dale Shaw, Nick Ramsey, Caden Lapsevich, the top 5. Lapsevich been able to hang out in the top 5, but he's been caught up on the outside a couple of times on some of these restarts here. And, you know, in terms of pressure, you know, Blake Neer's really been able to take the pressure off of himself because he has just been so good on the restarts tonight. I think the pressure right now has got to be on Parker Traves, and he's got to be asking himself, riding around here under the yellow flag, what do I have to do to make this happen here? Neer has just been dynamite on the restarts tonight. This is going to put us in a green-white checkered finish here, Adam.
Yep, some overtime for this one. The restarts have all looked the same. Blake Neer getting the best start. Parker Traves getting a solid start in second, but not able to compete. Dale Shaw's the one that surprises me. From that third spot, he should be in the catbird seat to really be able to get in there. He's been awful polite so far.
So we'll get him ready. We'll get him stacked and packed here for the restart. Green-white checkered attempt, number 1 of possibly 3. We'll see how this first one goes. Green-white checkered will be the finish tonight for the Grisdale Racing Products Winter Meltdown. Green flag is out, and they're off to turn number 1. Neer with another great restart here as Traves trying to stay pace with him down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Shaw and Ramsey will battle it out. Oh, Lapsevich is around in turn number 4. Couple of cars getting together here on the front straightaway, and I think it may have to draw the yellow here as they were battling through 3 and 4. Coming to the checkered, Blake Neer is going to take it. Checkered is out. Blake Neer will get the victory. Parker Traves coming home second. Dale Shaw third. Tyler DiVincenzo fourth. And Nick Ramsey will round out your top 5. Adam, what a dominant performance here tonight by Blake Neer.
Blake Neer was impressive. He was impressive. He held up to the challenges. So a couple of drivers who weren't automatically into this race, first and second. We had a number of late models in the top 10, but our top 2 finishers were not late model racers.
So we will, as you see Blake Neer cutting the donuts here on the front straightaway. Let's step aside. We'll get your top 3 guys into victory lane, and when we come back, we'll talk to your top 3 finishers here. You're watching the Grisdale Racing Products Winter Meltdown from the South Boston Speedway.
What makes a trailer a Miska? Is it the heavy-duty Canadian steel they are made from? Or is it the exceptional finish that will last year after year? How about knowing that these are the best back trailers in the industry? These are the reasons you buy Miska. So what makes these trailers a Miska? It's the hard-working Canadians who craft them. We are Miska. We are Canadian tough.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave Ribs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
A guy like this, who relies on his truck for work, knows that his truck will take care of him if he takes care of his truck. And WeatherTech has always been the ultimate protection. From floor liners to no-drill mud flaps to tech liner for your truck bed to bump step to the handy under-seat storage system. And Cup Phone keeps phones secure in any cup holder. Order your ultimate protection today at WeatherTech.ca.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave sausages and street dogs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
Welcome back, race fans, to the South Boston Speedway, round number 1 of the Winter Meltdown. Brought to you by Grisdale Racing Products, Caldecott Millwright Services, and London Recreational Racing. And we are here live in Victory Lane. Going to get a word with Blake Neer, tonight's winner. And Blake, you put on a dominant performance tonight. Started from the pole position, but the key to me, the key to the race tonight was your restarts. You had a lot of opportunities to kind of perfect those, and I don't think you missed one of them tonight.
Yeah, the restarts were really big. I mean, later in the run, the top could come in, so I had to try and keep Parker not on my outside there going into turn 1. So I tried to change it up every restart there.
Tell us about South Boston here, a really racy 4/10 mile track. The bottom lane obviously was key here tonight, and tell us about your run.
Yeah, I mean, South Boston's a great track when it gets a lot of green flag laps on and the bottom gets nice and warm, so you can move up to the top and it evens out up there. So usually you can get some good side-by-side racing going on.
Tell us about the field tonight, man. A very, very competitive field just to get into tonight's show, much less qualify on the pole and lead just about every lap tonight.
Yeah, the field's pretty stacked. I mean, you got some pretty big names in here, and I have to come from the B main, I think it is. So, I mean, we got the pole on that tonight. We got the pole on the main feature. So, I mean, car was pretty good.
All right, man. I see you got some folks on the side of the 14 machine here. Tell us about all the folks that to help out your efforts here.
Yeah, I mean, T Weaver Paving, they do a lot for me. I know they just added the go-kart track in at Flamborough a couple months ago. So, I mean, that's pretty cool for next season.
Absolutely, man. Great job here tonight, and we'll see you at round number 2.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right, there's your race winner, Blake Neer. Let's now bring in our second place finisher, and Adam, take it away here with Parker Traves.
Parker, an impressive run. It looked like if you could just get a little bit better restart, you could get the pressure on, but Blake was tough as hell on those green flags.
Yeah, he definitely just got out too far on the restarts, and I'd catch him a little bit, and just another caution would come, and we just couldn't get to him.
Are you satisfied with a second place run? I mean, I don't know how much experience you have racing with these particular drivers, but I know you've been around iRacing an awful long time.
Yeah, definitely second's good. There's a lot of good guys in here, good real life guys and good iRacers, so second's good, but we definitely want to win.
Who do you think, Parker?
Just 09 Motorsports and Studio 10 Designs.
Well, good job tonight. It was a lot of fun watching you chase him for that race, and hopefully more success in the coming weeks.
Yes, hopefully, and just thank you to you guys for putting this on.
We'll now pick it up here with our third place finisher, Dale Shaw. And Dale, we kept our eyes on you all night long here tonight, kind of just hanging out in the top 5. And at the end of the night, start third, finish third, a very solid start to the series here in week number 1.
Yeah, I think I was in third place every lap of that whole race. I didn't have anything for those guys up front. I actually haven't run a fixed race on here in these cars since the APCE series last year, so I was actually pretty happy with that. But no, I was just hanging on for dear life and pretty happy to come out with a third place and a good start. And South Boston isn't one of my favorite racetracks, to be honest with you, so I consider this one a pretty good run for myself.
It certainly seems tight out there. What's the trickiest part of this racetrack for you?
Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking to my friends here before we popped in here, and this place reminds me a lot of Peterborough in real life. It feels really fast, and it feels like you're on the edge. Like, you click laps off so quickly, you're almost just hanging on at times, and then, a guy gets a 10th on you every lap, and all of a sudden he's got 4 tenths, and this is a really tough, really fast, rough racetrack, and it can put on really, really good racing when the track widens out. We didn't get that chance tonight, but I think we might see some good racing in the next couple of weeks.
What was it? Is there anything that you can pinpoint? Was there one particular thing that you felt like you needed a little bit more of there at the end?
Track position. I starting third on those restarts is tough because you spin the tires, and Parker could get in, and then I lose my momentum. And then the fourth place guy is on my door, and then you're just fighting side by side racing, which is what makes South Boston, but it makes it tough for that third place guy. And I just managed to hang on all those restarts, and I think it was the '07. He was really good at the end. He was coming, and yeah, I was just hanging on and hoping for the checkered flag.
Next week we head to USA. Got any thoughts about that track?
Like it, love it, love it. I shouldn't say I love it. I like it better in South Boston. I like the bigger tracks. The bigger the track we go to, the more fun I have. I would say my favorite track is probably New Hampshire, but USA will be fun. It's a bull ring. You're going to see get to the bottom racing instead of, here the guy on the top can pinch the guy, whereas USA is more like bull ring racing. So it should be fun. Qualifying's big, track position's big, and I think you're going to see a little more green flag racing at USA for sure.
Tell us about all the folks behind your efforts here on the 83.
Well, I got to thank my fiance. She put my daughter to bed tonight so I could come on here and play. And yeah, I got to thank my real life sponsors, ATEL Communications, Wellington Systems, Jennifer Hatch, Colwell Bankers, and G-Force and Grisdale Racing for putting on the series, as well as London Rec and Caldecott Milcots. I got them all.
Awesome, man. You did a great job. Great job here with a podium finish here tonight.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. Adam, that's going to do it here from the South Boston Speedway. What a great night to open up the series, and we look forward to heading to USA next week.
Yeah, I look forward to doing more shows with you where we'll get used to each other, and it'll flow well. I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for the number of racers that are here and to work with you and Matt Thomas, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here tonight. On behalf of the whole crew here with the Grisdale Racing Products Winter Meltdown, presented by Caldecott Millwright Services and London Recreational Racing, for our executive producer, Matt Thomas, in the FLX Media Group studios, my name is Steve Ovens, saying thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock from the USA International Speedway. From South Boston, congratulations to tonight's winner, Blake Neer.
What makes a trailer a Miska? Is it the heavy-duty Canadian steel they are made from? Or is it the exceptional finish that will last year after year? How about knowing that these are the best back trailers in the industry? These are the reasons you buy Miska. So what makes these trailers a Miska? It's the hard-working Canadians who craft them. We are Miska. We are Canadian tough.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave Ribs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
A guy like this, who relies on his truck for work, knows that his truck will take care of him, that he takes care of his truck. And WeatherTech has always been the ultimate protection. From floor liners to no-drill mud flaps, to tech liner for your truck bed, to bump step, to the handy under-seat storage system. And Cup Foam keeps phones secure in any cup holder. Order your ultimate protection today at weathertech.ca.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave sausages and street dogs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.